Hello everyone and welcome to Appy's webinar. Today's webinar will be easy steps to publish app with Google and Apple developer account. So I'm going to give a couple of seconds here, kind of let everybody join. I know we had a couple people register. So I'm going to go ahead and just let those people join us here. I'm going to welcome Asar. He's joined us. Melissa, thanks for joining. It is sunny today here in Virginia. Hope it's you guys are having good weather as well. So today's session, guys, is going to be mostly about publishing, how to create your Google and Apple developer accounts, how to get the app published onto the App Store, onto the Play Store. So I'm going to be going into some of those details with you guys here. And like you guys know, at the end of the session, you guys can ask us anything. So it can be to today's topic, or it can be in any topic that you guys wish to talk about. Okay. So welcome Peter, welcome Melissa. So let's get started, guys. Let me get my PowerPoint here going. And also, guys, I want to mention there's a Q&A icon at the bottom of the screen where you guys can go ahead and type in your questions. If you have questions, concerns, or any feedback you want to share with me, you guys can go ahead and type it in there. And also, guys, if you have any trouble listening to me or the video or the presentation that I'm sharing, please let me know so that I can correct that. I also want to welcome our viewers on YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube, so I want to welcome those people as well. And I want to welcome all our viewers on the webinar show as well. So let's get started, guys. So like I mentioned, today's title is Easy Steps to Publish App with Google and Apple Developer Accounts. Okay, so table of content, the important one indeed. This is the important one because, you know, without publishing, your app pretty much just stays in our platform. So it's obvious that you guys need to publish the app, get it live, get people to start downloading it, you know, start getting some traffic generated, and start earning some money, you know, depending on what your app is about. You know, if you're using it for business purposes, for personal use, whatever the case might be, you guys still need to launch it and publish it to the stores. So this webinar will be focused on helping you create your own Google and Apple developer account and publishing your Android and iOS app to Play Store and to the App Store all by yourself. Okay. So first, we're going to talk about how to create Apple developer account. Then we're going to talk about how to create Google developer account. And then we're going to talk how to publish it to the App Store and how to publish it to the Play Store. Okay. And then lastly, guys, you guys can go ahead and ask us anything you want. And if you want to ask anything during the show, you guys are more than welcome to as well. Okay. So I'm going to do a quick change of screens. I'm going to go into my account here. So I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and create your Apple developer account. Now I'm just going to show you guys some of the steps because it does involve a lot of personal data that you have to fill out. So I'm just going to show you guys the basics here of how to accomplish that. So let me just get my pointer here so you guys can follow me along. And again, guys, if you guys can't see my screen, please let me know. So the first one we're going to discuss about, guys, is going to be the Apple account. So if you guys go into your Go Live page, which is right under my apps, it's going to take you to this, and you're going to want to select Apple here. So you're going to click on Publish. So we do offer for Appy to help you guys. So if you guys didn't want to mess with the whole publishing and so on, we can go ahead and get that done for you. Well, you do need to have an Apple developer account. So for Apple developer account, guys, here are some things that you need to go ahead and complete. So you do need to create the Apple developer account, which is the first step. After you do that, you need to go ahead and set up any Apple paid applications. So if you are going to be using in-app purchase, if you are going to be using you know, any of the paid services from Apple, you guys need to go ahead and set that up as well. And then the last step would be to publish it to the App Store. Okay, so first step is create your Apple developer account. So for that, you guys need to go to developer.apple.com. And this is what the page actually looks like. Just as you can see here, let me just go back here one step so you guys can see what it looks like here. So the Apple Developer Program, this is what the page will look like. And once you land on this page, you're gonna want to click on Enroll right here. So once you click Enroll, you need to go ahead and start reading some of these things. So one thing you need to determine first is if this is going to be an individual account. So if this is going to be only for you, you know, you're starting this as an idea. Maybe you thought of something and you're creating an app, and this is going to be for personal use, you know, for you, for yourself, or if you're just beginning to start your own business, so you don't yet have it fully developed, you can go ahead and go with option 1, which is an individual account. And then if you are established business already, you already have your, you know, your business certificate, you know, whether you're an LLC or a corporation, etc., then you guys will need to go ahead and set it up as an organization type of account. You will need to set up a DUNS number. And for that, you guys will need to follow all the Apple steps here to go ahead and, you know, verify your legal identity with Apple, all that stuff. You will need to have a website. You will need to have your own domain. So this involves a little bit more steps. So again, this will be for a company that's already established, you know, that they have all their legal name, their legal identity all set up. So you guys will need to start with this process right here for the organization type. And if you're just an individual, you will need to set it up as an individual account. Okay, so I hope that's clear for everybody. So then at the bottom, you guys can go ahead and click Start Your Enrollment. And pretty much it's just going to take you to this page right here, and you guys are going to have to go ahead and set up a let me just type this real quick. It's going to take you to a page where it's going to have a couple details here. One of the things I wanted to mention here, guys, this two-factor authentication, a lot of people seem to have trouble with this step right here because this requires you to have an Apple device. So this is really important. You guys can set this two-factor authentication only if you own an Apple device. So you guys will need either an iPhone, an iPad, a Mac, a MacBook, any iOS device that you guys can get into. You guys will need to access that device, set up the two-step authentication, and then once that's set up, you guys can set it up where you guys can receive the codes. The two-factor authentication is basically just a code that helps verify that you are the owner of the account, and you can access it with a PIN, with a code. So this code gets sent to your Apple device. So if you don't have an Apple device, once you set it up the first time with an Apple device, then you can set it up where you can receive a SMS code. So you can put in your phone number and you can receive it as a SMS. So you won't have to always use that Apple device. So a lot of people who don't own Apple devices, the way they do it is maybe they'll borrow somebody, set up the two-factor authentication, and then they'll set up their number to be the point where they receive the code. So that's another way you guys can do it. Apparently, you know, Apple is definitely trying to force you to buy an Apple device so you can set this part up. So, you know, that's the only tricky part. But once you set that up, you're ready to go, and you can go ahead and set up your account. So the next parts I'm just going to show you guys here are going to be through screenshots, just because you know, like I mentioned, the part does take you into all this different stuff. So like I mentioned, first you're going to set up all the information. So if you are setting this up as a company, just make sure that you have your DUNS number set up, and then you guys can go ahead and continue. So the fee for a developer account is going to be $99, which is Apple charges yearly. So every year is going to renew. So just make sure that you guys stay up to date with that. In case you guys don't renew your Apple developer account, Apple will take your app down, and nobody will be able to download it, and it's not going to be on the App Store. So make sure that you are renewing your membership every year, please, so that you don't have any interruption or your app doesn't get taken down. Okay. So once you pay the $99 fee, guys, pretty much the next step will be to go ahead and now get your app ready to publish. Okay. So that's fairly forward with how you set up your Apple developer account. So now let's look into how you create your Google developer account. Okay, so with Google developer account, it's a little bit different. You can go ahead and set it up. It doesn't matter if you do have a company or it's an individual account or not. So pretty much Google charges $25 for a developer account. And this is what it looks like. So you complete step 1, then step 2, and then pay for the registration fee. So it's a one-time fee of $25, and the account is yours for lifetime. It doesn't renew, so you can keep using that same account, and you can publish multiple apps with that same account as well. Okay, and let me just show you guys really quickly what it looks like. So I have a test demo here. So you sign in with your Google account, obviously. You accept the developer agreement. The next step will be to pay your registration fee, which is $25. And then next you complete all your details here, pretty much. And then you can, after you complete this, you're gonna click at the bottom and you're gonna click complete registration. And then it's gonna take you to your Google Play console here. Okay, and this is what the Google Play console looks like actually right here. Okay, and this is where you can go ahead and start publishing your app. So you will click on create application and you can go ahead and publish the app and all that. Okay, so next we're going to speak about how to actually publish the app, guys. So I'm going to go into Apple first, just because Apple is a little bit more overwhelming. It involves a lot more steps. I actually have a recording that I want to share with you guys, which I'm going to be explaining how to do each step. So the first step, guys, will be log into your Appy account. So we're assuming that all your developer accounts are set up and you're ready to go. So you're gonna come in here, you're gonna go to go live. Okay. You're gonna go into publish app for Apple. And then you're gonna follow each one of these steps here, guys. You're gonna follow each step accordingly. And then you're going to go ahead and publish it. So let me go ahead and do a quick switch of screens so I can show you guys what that looks like. A second here. Okay. Go. Okay, guys. And if you can't see my screen again, please let me know. Okay, so the first step, guys, I'm gonna go back here a little bit. So this is a recording that I have and I'm gonna be explaining it. So we're gonna want to go into the go live page here, guys. Okay, so that's the first. We're gonna go again, we're gonna go into Apple. Inside of Apple, the first step is gonna be to download the Dot Csr file. Now, if you guys did want to publish it, let our team do it for you. You guys will need to provide all the details, and then our team can go ahead and publish it on your behalf. Today, we're going to be doing how to publish it yourself, okay? So first step, download the .csr file, okay? Then you're going to click continue. We're going to go ahead now and go into the Apple developer account console, okay? There we go. Okay, you're gonna go ahead, click certificates, identifiers, and profiles. Okay, and then on here, you're gonna want to go ahead and click on the plus certificate. So it's gonna be this little plus sign right here. Okay, next you're gonna want to look for iOS distribution, App Store, and add HOC. So that's the choice. You're gonna click continue. Okay, next we're gonna upload the .csr certificate that we just downloaded from the platform into this section right here. Okay, so there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and upload the certificate signing request, and then we're gonna click continue. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and download now this new certificate that we just created, which is the iOS distribution. Okay, we're going to come back here to step number 2 and upload that certificate. So this is the iOS distribution certificate. After you upload it, you should get a check mark and click continue. Next, we're going to create the bundle ID and the APN and SSL certificate. Okay, So now we're going to go back into the Apple Developer Console, guys. And again, if you guys follow this, you shouldn't have any issues. So we'll come into the identifiers on the left-hand side here. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and click on the plus sign. Okay. You're going to go ahead and choose app IDs. And you're going to click continue. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and type in the description here. So you're going to copy the app name exactly how you have it on Appy and paste it. Okay, so that's going to be the app name for the description. And then the bundle ID, guys, I've done this so many times, so I have to actually change the bundle ID because you can't have the same bundle ID all the time. So just make sure you guys are careful with that when you're doing a resubmission. So right now I'm just adding a number 5 at the end here. So it's going to be com.webinarappy.webinarappy5. Okay. Next, we're going to scroll down and we're going to want to select push notifications. Okay. And that's all you're going to select. After you've done that, you're going to go ahead and click continue. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and click on register. Okay. There we go. And then once you create it, you're going to go back into that identifier that you just created, which is webinar Appy. Okay. And then you're going to come down and click on configure. So now we're going to configure the first certificate, which is the Ssl certificate, guys. So we're going to go ahead and click on create certificate under development. Okay. So let's create the first certificate. We're going to choose the file. So now we're going to upload that same certificate sign-in request that we downloaded on the first step. Okay. We're going to click continue. And now we're going to download the APNN development certificate. We're going to do the exact same step again, guys. We're going to go back into identifiers, select webinar Appy 5. We're going to go to edit this time. And now we're going to create the Ssl certificate. We're going to choose the distribute certificate sign-in request. We're going to upload it. We're going to click continue. We're going to download the new Apple push certificate now. Okay. A lot of certificates, guys, and that's why I mentioned follow each step accordingly, and you guys shouldn't have any trouble. Okay. So we created the bundle ID, APN, and Ssl certificate. Click continue. Now we're going to go ahead and create the provisioning profile certificate. Okay, so we're going to go back into Apple Developer Console. We're going to go to Profiles on the left-hand side here. So make sure you go to Profiles. Okay. We're going to go ahead and click on the last one here. I'm sorry, we're going to click on the plus sign. And then we're going to go down here and we're going to select App Store Distribution. Under Distribution, select App Store. Next, you're going to click Continue. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and select the latest one, which is Webinar Appy 5, which is the one I just created. That's the bundle ID I created. We're going to click continue. We're going to choose the latest one here as well. So whatever the latest one is, just make sure you choose that one. And then we're going to go ahead and provide the provisioning profile name. Okay. So for profile name, we're just going to type in the app name here. Okay, we're going to call it Webinar Appy and the number 5. And I'm going to generate it. After you generate it, you're going to go ahead and download it. Okay. And then once you download it, you can go back into the Appy platform now. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and upload that certificate, guys. So we're going to upload the mobile provisioning profile certificate. Okay. And as you guys see, I'm getting green check marks on the left-hand side. So just make sure you do that. Next, guys, we need to provide the app version. Again, I've done this so many times for our webinar show. So I'm up at like app version number 6 and build version 6. For you guys, it will be 1.0 for app version and build version. So just depending on what version this is for you guys, that's the number you need to provide here. If it's your first time publishing, you're just going to select 1. Next, guys, we need to download the API file. So for that, it does take about 1 to 2 hours to create in some cases, or it can take a little bit less. So while we wait for that, guys, you're gonna go back into your developer console. You're gonna go to App Store Connect here. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and go up to the users and access. We're gonna go to my apps, and now we're gonna start providing all the details about your app. So you're gonna click on this plus sign right here. We're gonna click New App. We're gonna select iOS platform. We're gonna type in the app name. You can choose the language. So if you guys are in another country, you can choose the language per your country. And then you can select the bundle ID and the SKU number. Okay, so SKU is always gonna be SKU 1234, and then your app name. Make sure to remove any spaces or characters, special characters. So it's gonna be SKU 123 Webinar Appy 5. Okay, in my case. Let me just make sure this is correct. Create. Okay, so it seems that since I've used this name so many times, I'm gonna have to add another character at the end. So I'm gonna call it Webinar Appy 5. Okay, and there we go, guys. So now we start adding the information about the app. So this is going to be, information about the app. You do need to provide a privacy policy URL. If you guys don't have this, we can provide this for you. And if you do have it, you can just enter it. Next, we're going to choose the category of the app. Make sure it's whatever category your app falls under. For mine, it's going to be education. And you guys can also select secondary if you have a secondary category. You're going to click Save now. Okay. And next, we're gonna go into pricing and availability, okay? So this will be if you wanna go ahead and define if you wanna make this a paid app or a free app to download. Again, you will need to set up a bank account with Apple if you are gonna make it a paid app so you guys can receive your money. And if you're gonna choose free, then you don't need to set up anything. Once you set up, if it's gonna be free or pay, you're gonna click Save, okay? Then we're going to come into prepare for submission. So prepare for submission is where we're going to include screenshots of the app. Make sure that you take these screenshots inside your iPhone. They can't be from an Android device or anything like that because Apple will reject the app. So make sure that the screenshots are for all the different screen sizes. Next, we're going to enter the promotional text if you have one. These are optionals. Keywords, you do need to enter keywords. You can enter your app name. You can enter the category your app falls under. Support URL is mandatory as well. You do need to provide that. Marketing is optional. Description, please make sure that you provide a full description. What is your app about, etc. You guys can go ahead and provide a good detail about your app, description about your app. Next, we need to go ahead and select App Store icon. Let me just see if I have an app icon I can choose. And the size for the app icon, guys, needs to be 1024 by 1024. Again, if you guys are having trouble getting these images and things like that, our team can help you guys get all these different images for you, okay? Copyright, for copyright, it's gonna be your app name and the year you guys have created the app, okay? Or if you already have a copyright in place, you guys can enter that date. For information, this needs to be, whatever info you guys want to go ahead and provide on here. Make sure that it's all accurate and correct. Apple is going to need this to verify certain things. So make sure you guys provide a good address and a phone number, an email as well. You will need to provide an email as well. Okay. Next, guys, we're going to go into rating. So the rating, depending on what your app is about, make sure that you select none for all of these here, or else your app will be rejected. Apple does not allow none of these things here. So make sure that you select none for all of these. Now, if you do have a website in your app, you're going to want to select yes if you do have a website, and you're going to want to select no if you don't have a website. So unrestricted web access depends if you have a website or not. Okay, so you guys can select yes or no depending if you do have a website or not in your app. Okay, So I just want to explain that. And then it's automatically going to detect the rating for you. And then you're going to click done. Next, guys, for app review, this is important. If you guys have a login page on your app, please make sure that you create a demo account so that Apple can log into your app and review your app. So you need to create a demo account with the email and the password so that Apple can review the app. If you guys don't provide a demo or a test account, Apple is going to reject it and say that they weren't able to review the app. So make sure that you guys are providing a demo account. Now, this is only if you have a login page. If you don't require any registration or login in your app, then you're okay. Okay. Once you have all that information, that's about it, guys. You know, screenshots will need to be added. Again, we're just doing this as a demo purpose, so I'm not really submitting this. So I did encounter one error here. So let me just check what that is. So apparently, I think it's the, okay, no, it's the number. So you do need to provide a 10-digit phone number here. Okay. And I think now it should let me save. There we go. So it's all ready to go, guys. The last step will be to submit for review, which I'm not doing because I'm not really publishing this app. This is just to show you guys the steps that are involved to publish into Apple, okay? So that'll be the last step, guys. Just send it for review. Once your API has uploaded, you guys can go ahead and hit submit for review. Then we need to wait for Apple to go ahead and approve your app. And that'll be it, guys. So let me just do a quick change of screens here one more time. So we can recap here. So guys, so that'll be it for Apple. Once you submit your app to Apple, it usually takes anywhere from 3 to 5 days for Apple to come back, you know, either with approval or, you know, if anything needs to be fixed inside the app, Apple's going to go ahead and reply back with, you know, whatever rejection they say. You know, they're going to tell you, you know, fix this, fix that. And then from that, our team can help you guys to reply back to Apple. Again, guys, if you guys ever encounter any issues with Apple, make sure that you contact us first. Don't reply to Apple yourself. Just come to us first. We have a dedicated iOS team that can help you with any Apple issues. So make sure that you come to us first for any Apple-related inquiries. So that we can go ahead and take care of those for you, and we can help you guys. Apple can be a little bit harder to get, you know, to go through, just because they involve more steps. They have more policies in place and things like that. But currently, we have a 98-99 success rate. All apps built on Appy Pie, they're all getting approved on Apple. And Google is the same. Google, we have about 100% rate. They're almost all, you know, the only reason Apple or Google will reject your app is if you have any content that they don't allow. For example, they don't allow tobacco products, you know, drug content, sexual explicit things, images, you know, foul language, you know, things like that. So it's obvious things that, you know, they're going to reject it. So just make sure you don't do that. The other reasons they'll reject it is if you're publishing to Apple and you have some type of Android logo, or if you have some reference to Android, anything of those, Apple will reject the app, and Google does the same thing. If you have anything referencing Apple, you know, if you have a logo of Apple or a MacBook, you know, in one of your images or things like that, they will reject it. So it's vice versa. So neither of them like it for you to publish anything from the other platform. So just be cautious of those things, guys. And you should be able to launch your app successfully without any issues. So I showed you guys how to create the Apple developer account. I showed you guys how to create your developer account for Google Play. I showed you guys how to publish it on App Store. And next, we're going to come into how to publish it on the Play Store. Okay, and this I'm going to go ahead and show you guys live. I want to take a break right now. I just want to see if anybody has any questions up to this point. I see we have a lot of viewers, so I know I'm going a little bit fast, but I just want to make sure that I answer any questions at this point. If any of you guys have any questions, please ask on the Q&A icon. You guys can ask in there and I can go ahead and answer them for you. If no questions, I'm going to move on to show you guys how to publish the app on the Play Store. Any questions from any of our viewers? Want to welcome a couple other people. I see Nick, I see Philip. Peter, yes, tell me. You seems that you have a question. Please ask. Did you want to come on live audio and ask the question, or you want to just type it in? I can bring you on and we can do an audio session, and you can ask your question if you had any specific questions here. Okay, let me go ahead. Peter, let me just enable your microphone here.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Hey, Peter, how are you? Yes, I can hear you, but how
Very
are
good.
you?
Thank you. I'm very good. How are you?
Good, good, awesome. So where are you from? Are you in the States?
Yes, I am. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania, awesome, awesome. So yeah, tell me, what can I answer for you?
So quick question. I created a developer account, individual developer account. So my question is if eventually I can change this to business account.
That is correct.
With Apple.
Yes, you can change that. So you will need a DUNS number. So what a DUNS number is, they're gonna first verify that you do have a legitimate business. So whether you're an LLC, Inc. Or corporation, whatever type of identity your business is, that's what the DUNS number is. They're gonna look up your DUNS number, and then it's gonna look up, if you are a registered business or not. You will need your own domain, so you are going to need like a website, whether it's whatever website, whatever your business name is, that's what your domain usually is. You're going to need also a business email address, so it can't be like Gmail. It's got to be a real business email address.
Okay.
But yeah, you can make that switch. And you can go ahead. So if you already paid the $99, you would just have to fill out all the documentation for a business account instead of an individual account.
Very good. Thank you so much. I have a second question, if that's all right.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead.
So for my app, it's more of a two-side app, so a restaurant and owner and a user app. Does this mean that I have to have like two developer account, or one is enough and I can publish the two apps under the same account?
You're exactly right. You only need one developer account. You're probably using the food core feature in our platform? Yeah,
Correct.
so all we're gonna do is use the same developer account that you created, and we're gonna upload your client app, and then we're gonna go ahead and upload your delivery boy app, and then the restaurant app. So all those three apps, because the food court does come with three apps actually. It comes with the client app, delivery boy app, and the restaurant app, owner app. So all of those can be uploaded under the same developer account. You don't need to create you don't need to create a separate one for each one of those.
Okay, that makes it easier. Thank you so much.
It does. Definitely. Glad to help you. Thanks for joining us, Peter.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Yep.
Yes.
Anybody else that wants to come on, let me know. If you guys just want to type in and don't want to come on live audio, that's fine as well too. If no questions, let's continue, guys. I'm going to go ahead and move on to how to show you guys how to publish to the Play Store. So let me do a quick change of screens here. And let's get started here. Okay, guys, let me just get my little note here, and there we go. So let's go back here, guys. I just like to start all over, just because to show anybody who joined in late, so they can know and be able to follow us here. So the next step, guys, for how to publish to the Play Store, you're going to come into your Appy dashboard here. You're going to go into Go Live here. Okay. Next, you're going to want to come into the first option here, which is Android. And then you're going to go ahead and click Publish. Inside of here, guys, you're going to have two options. Like I mentioned earlier, you're going to be able to publish it yourself, or you can let Appy help you. Sorry, guys. So if you let Appy help, all you have to do is add all the information here. For example, you need to provide the app description. You're going to provide the app keywords. You're going to say if this is a free app to download, or if you want to charge. You guys need to go ahead and set up the pricing here. You need to select the currency here. So let's say it's US dollars. We're going to select. So if I put 1 here, that means I'm going to be charging $1 for people to pay before they can download the app. Now this is good and bad. I always advise for new businesses or new people to go ahead and offer it as free in the beginning. Once you have more marketing, once you have more traffic coming into the app, then you can go ahead and make it a paid app. but don't start off with paid at first. Remember, a lot of people are not going to want to pay up front for an app that they haven't checked out or reviewed yet. So that's one option. The other option is you guys can go ahead and set up where you offer a couple free pages in the app. And then if they want to access maybe, you know, private content, if they want to access some exclusive content, then you can go ahead and ask for them to pay. Maybe they can pay a subscription, maybe they can pay a one-time fee, however you want to set it up. But yeah, but give them some type of, you know, first let them review your app, and then they can go ahead and start paying you. So don't charge right up front. But I mean, you're more than welcome to if you wanted to. It's up to you. And if you are a well-known company already, and maybe your services require for people to pay up front before they can download the app, then you can go ahead and make it a paid app. Okay, so for this, you're going to select free. Next, you're going to go ahead and add some graphics here. Again, this is only if you're choosing for Appy to do this on your behalf. Okay, but if you're doing this on your own, you guys can go ahead and create all of these on your own. If you guys are going to let Appy help, you're going to go ahead and let our team select the graphics to upload to the Play Store. These will be the graphics that people see when they first come to the Play Store and see your app. Okay, and if you want to upload your own, you can go ahead and upload your own. Just make sure that you do provide all the different sizes here. Again, if you guys, like I mentioned earlier, you need to take these in an Android device. Don't take these screenshots in an iPhone device and upload them, because Google is going to reject it. So make sure that you take all these screenshots inside an Android device, whether it's in a phone, whether it's a tablet, or a 7-inch tablet or a 10-inch tablet. These all need to be taken in those specific devices. Again, if you guys don't want to mess with that, you can let our team do that for you. And last would be to provide your developer account. Okay. But today we're going to be showing you guys how to publish it yourself. So let's begin. First step is going to be to download your APK. You're going to click on this little download button right here. Okay. I'm going to click allow. Okay. And I just downloaded the APK. One thing to note, guys, please always make sure that you guys are on the most latest build. So as you can see here, today's October 23rd, 2019, which is the most latest build. So if you have, maybe if I have here, maybe, you know, the 20th of October or the 15th of October, then that's an old version. So just make sure that you are downloading the most recent up-to-date version. If you guys need to rebuild your app, just come on our chat or send us an email and say, hey guys, can you rebuild my app? And what the rebuild does is going to go ahead and get your APK to the latest version. Okay, so you always want to be on the latest version when you're ready to publish the app. That way, anything you added, you know, anything you added within the last 24 hours will be on that particular APK file. Okay, so you download the APK, and next we're going to go into the Google Play here. You guys are going to want to click on Create Application here. And then you're going to go ahead and type an app name here. So for this part, guys, you're going to want to go ahead and come back to the Appy platform here. Let's see here. And you guys going to want to go ahead and just copy the name here. Copy the app name. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and paste the app name here. Okay. And then we can go ahead and begin. Just one quick second here. Let me just. And then you're going to go ahead and click the app name, and you're going to click create. One quick tip, guys, about the app name: make sure that it's short, fun. Make sure it's catchy. Make sure that you guys make it short. Don't do a long name, because when you do a long name, it's going to go ahead and get cut off when you install it on the phone. So make sure that it's no more than 25 characters. And then yeah, definitely. So guys, I just had our CEO walk on here on me, and he just wants to do a quick introduction here.
Hello, everybody. Just want to thank you for being Appy customers. We appreciate it. You're in good hands here with Mr. Joel. And so ask him some really tough questions, and let's see how really smart he is. So appreciate it. Have a great day.
Awesome, guys. So that's a word from our CEO, Scott. If you guys are not aware of him, he's Scott Small. And yeah, guys, so yeah, like he mentioned, if you guys have any questions, any hard questions, ask me. He kind of made me lose my train of thought here. But let's continue, guys. Great guy there. So yeah, guys, so after you type in your app name, you're gonna want to click create. Like I was mentioning, make sure that it's no more than 25 characters. Make sure it's something catchy. Obviously, before you get to this part, you have already created your app name. But if at any point you guys do want to change your app name, you guys can do that from the app, from the platform right here. You're gonna want to go in edit app, and I'm just gonna show you guys real quick. So if you guys ever come to this point where you need to change the app name, you're gonna come in here, and then you guys are gonna come into design customization. And then you guys are gonna want to come here and change the app name. So business name is pretty much what your app name is. So let's say I wanted to rename this to maybe just maybe I just want to use the letters here. So make it, you know, webinar Appy Pie. I can make it shorter, or I can just make it webinar, whatever I want to make it, you know. But this will be where you want to change your app name. Okay, so let's go back here. I'm going to use webinar Appy Pie because that's what I have as my app name right now. And again, guys, you can change the default language here. So like I mentioned earlier, if you're in another country, you can select that language per your country. Okay, for me, I'm going to go ahead and select United States, and then I'm going to click create. Okay, once you guys click create, you're going to come into this page right here, guys. And on here, we need to provide a couple descriptions. You guys need to do a short description, and you guys need to do a long description. Okay. Okay. Make sure that this, whatever you type in here, guys, the spelling is correct, the grammar is correct, because this is going to be what your clients or users are going to be reading when they go search your app on the Play Store. So, you know, it'd be kind of embarrassing to have misspelling or have something incorrect. So just make sure that you guys do provide good grammar, good spelling in here, and all that good stuff. Okay. Next, we're going to come down here to the app icon. Again, you guys needed to have your app icon downloaded prior to doing these steps here. You will need the app icon size to be 512 by 512, okay? You're gonna click on this little plus sign right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and search for the app icon. I should have it here, guys, ready for you. Let me just, there we go. So I do have my app icon. It's gotta be a high resolution icon. Okay, and then there it is. So that's my app icon right there. Next, we're gonna come into screenshots. You guys need to provide at least 2 screenshots, maximum 8 screenshots. Make sure these are taken inside an Android phone, and then you guys can go ahead and upload them. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload my screenshots. Let's see here. So I have 3 screenshots. Again, you guys can do 3, 2, but you do need to have at least 2 of these screenshots. Again, I took these from inside Android phone, and then I just uploaded them, and then I just have them ready here. Okay, so this can be about your app. Okay, then you guys can upload if you have for tablet, Android TV, or for Android watches as well. Okay, after you upload the screenshots, you guys need to upload your future graphic. Now, what this future graphic is, it's pretty much almost like a banner. You know, it's a graphic that comes up when people search up your app. This has to be the size of 1024 by 500. Now, I don't have anything in particular. I just have this graphic that I created here, which just says, you know, awesome app. So that's all I have, but you guys can upload, you know, whether it's your logo, whether it's an image you want to go ahead and use, but just make sure that it is by this size, 1024 by 500, okay? And again, this is mandatory, so everything I'm showing you right now is mandatory, so you do need to have these images. Next, promo graphic is not mandatory. This is optional. This is if you want to have a promo graphic. TV banner is optional. Daydream 360-degree image is also optional. So if you guys do have those images, you can go ahead and upload them. If you don't have them, you don't have to worry, okay? Next, guys, we're gonna come into categorization. This is gonna be always gonna be applications, because this is an app, obviously. So you're not gonna select games, you're gonna select applications always. Category, this is gonna be pertaining to your category of your app, whether it's food and drink app, a health and fitness app, whatever it might be, just select the appropriate category, please. For mine, I'm just gonna select education here, because this is just for education purposes. Next, you're gonna select, if you do have a website, guys, you can go ahead and enter your website here. I'm just gonna enter our website here. Email is mandatory, so make sure that you do provide a good email here, okay? Next, let me see here what else we have here. Okay. Next, we have phone number. If you guys do want to go ahead and enter your phone number, you guys can go ahead and enter that at that time. If you don't have, it's not obligated, so it's up to you. Next, we have privacy policy. So for privacy policy, guys, if you don't have a privacy policy, we can provide you with that. Let me just get mine here. I have mine ready here. So I'm just going to copy it and paste it into this field here. And again, like I mentioned, if you guys don't have this, we can definitely provide this for you. So no worries there. There it is. So that's my privacy policy link there. Now this is mandatory. Again, you do need to provide that. Once you have all this information filled out, guys, just make sure you review it. And then you guys can go ahead and click on save down here at the bottom. Okay. There we go. So we done that. So we gone ahead and provided all that info. I should get a green check mark here. Next, we can go into app release here. Okay. We're going to go into production. We're going to go to manage. Okay, you're going to go into create release. Okay, and here, guys, you're going to want to select opt out option. So you make sure you select opt out. It's going to ask you again if you're sure. You're going to select yes, I'm sure I want to opt out. Okay, and next comes the part where we need to upload the APK file. So remember the file I downloaded earlier. Let me just get back to that real quick here. Okay, so remember this file that I downloaded from this particular area right here. Let me just go back, guys. I just want to show you. I know we kind of lost track here. So this file right here, guys, is what you're going to want to upload here. So I'm going to go ahead, click on browse files. I'm going to go to my downloads, and there it is. And I'm going to go ahead and upload it. So depending on the size of your APK file, usually it's between 25 megs to 40 megs, depending on how much content you have on your APK or on your app. That's going to determine the size of your APK file, okay? So as you guys can see here, it's fairly quickly. It uploads fairly under a minute. It should be finished uploading here. Once it's done, we can go ahead and continue here. Okay. There we go. So it's done, guys. It has uploaded successfully. Now we can go ahead and come down here. Now, since this is my first time publishing this, it's going to be version 1.0 here. If you guys are doing a resubmission or this is a new version, you guys are going to want to change this version here. But this is if we were publishing for the first time. So just remember that, please. And then you guys are going to want to put any release notes here. Again, this is only if you're going to be doing a new version or you're resubmitting the app. You're going to want to provide, what changes you did to this new version or whatever, So once you have those details, you guys can go ahead and click save. Okay. So once we do that, we can go here. We can come back here. We can go to app content here. I'm sorry, we can go to content rating here. In content rating, guys, we're going to click continue. Okay. We need to provide a valid email address. So I'm just going to type our email address here. You're going to confirm the email address. Okay. And then you're going to want to select reference, news, or educational for here. Okay. Again, these are the set of questions. So if you select yes to any of these, obviously Google is not going to let you continue because Google does not allow none of these content or materials inside the app. So make sure you select no to violence. Make sure you select no to sexuality. Make sure you select no to language, controlled substance. So these could be like drugs, alcohol, tobacco, illegal drugs. Make sure you select no to that. Miscellaneous, you're going to select no, no, and no. Okay. Again, if you guys do have any of this on your app, please make sure you remove it before you submit it, or else your app will be rejected. So make sure you do select no to these and ensure that you don't have any of this type of content in your app. After you select no, guys, you're going to go ahead and click on Save Questionnaire. And then you're going to want to click Calculate Rating. And there it is. So it's done. And then you're going to want to click Apply Rating right here, okay? There you go. And as soon as you click Apply Rating, you're going to get a green check mark here, okay? Next, we're going to go ahead and come into pricing and distribution, guys. So under pricing and distribution, again, this is if you're going to go ahead and select whether this is going to be a paid app, meaning that you're going to ask to charge, you know, you're going to request for people to pay before they download it. So you're going to go ahead and select free for this. I'm going to select free for this. And if you guys are going to make this a paid app, you do need to set up a margin account. So make sure you do set up that prior to continuing. So if you are going to charge for the app, you're going to go ahead and set up this margin account, and just let me show you real quick what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. You're going to go ahead and provide details here. You know, website, optional, customer support email, and credit card statement name and things like that. And this is going to be so you guys can go ahead and get your money once you set this up. Okay. So next, we're going to select free here, guys. Next, we're going to select the countries you want your app to be available in. Now, not all people want their app to be available in all countries all over the world. Some people are specific to their country only or to their city. If you're a business, if you're a local business, obviously you're just going to want to publish to your local area or your local state, because obviously you don't provide services outside your state or outside your city. So just make sure that you guys select here. So by default, it's going to go ahead and select none for you. So you guys can go ahead and start selecting. So maybe if you're going to only, let me see here. So let's say I'm in the US and I only want my app to be available in the US. I'm going to select US only. And here you can see available countries. It's only going to be one. Okay. Let's say I want it to be available in all countries. I'm going to select this option here at the top, and it's going to select all of them for me. So it's going to select 149 countries plus the rest of the world. Okay. So anybody who has access to the Play Store will be able to download my app. And if you want to restrict any country, you guys can go ahead and restrict any country here. Okay. So that's that. Next, you're going to want to come down here to contains ads. I'm going to say no, it has no ads. Next, we're going to come down to consent. Under consent, you're going to want to mark it. You're going to want to select content guidelines. You're going to check mark this. And for US export laws, you're going to want to go ahead and check mark that as well. Okay. Once you've done that, guys, you're ready to save it. And you should get a green check mark. Next is the app content now. Okay. So only after you completed all these steps will this step be available. So now you can see that it's not grayed out. You can go ahead and click on this now. So target audience and content. This is something new that that Google has added. And it's pretty much just, so you're going to pretty much just give in detail, you know, what target age group you're targeting. Again, you guys can, you know, depending on what type of app it is, you know, if it's obviously a dating app or something like that, you're obviously going to want to select 18 and over. You know, so just be careful when you're doing this. Just make sure that you do check and review it. If you guys have any questions in regards to this, you guys can also contact us. So for now, I'm just going to select 18 and over for my app. I'm going to select next. Does your app appeal to children? Again, you will have to answer whether it does or it doesn't. So maybe if your app is a children's app, maybe you're, whether you're using the flashcard feature, whether you're using the ebook reader, whatever feature you're using, you will need to select per your selection here. So I'm gonna select no for mine, because mine is mostly intended for our viewers, our clients. And then once you're done, it's going to give you a summary of what you have chosen, and then you can go ahead and click submit. Okay, and that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. So once you get all these green check marks, it should be a total of 5 green check marks. You guys are going to want to come up here to the top to app release. We're going to go ahead and click on edit release, and then we can scroll down and we're going to go to review. And this is just a warning message. If you guys do get this, again, this is just a warning message, but pretty much you guys can ignore it. So we're ready to start the rollout here. So if I click this, it's actually going to send it to Google Play Store for them to review it and for them to approve the app. This is just a test, a demo I'm doing, so I'm not really going to submit this because there's really no data or anything in this app. So I'm not going to click this. But for you guys, if you were doing this, you guys will have to click start rollout. Okay. So any questions, guys? I think I saw somebody trying to ask something. Let me go back here. We have a question coming from Tom. Hi, Tom. How are you? So Tom asked, will this be available in a recording after this? And yes, of course, it will be available. Also, guys, you guys can check out for previous webinars and all future webinars. You guys can go to appy.com/webinar. That's where you can find all our past webinars and upcoming webinars. You can go there and register for upcoming webinars. Please remember, we do webinars every week. So weekly, every Wednesday around 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's what we're doing. Oh, you're welcome, Tom. You're welcome. So yeah, guys, any other, so guys, so let me conclude here, because now we come to the part where you guys can ask anything you want, whether it's about publishing, whether it's about the platform, whether it's about anything to do with Appy, guys. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions now. So let me just go back to my presentation here. And we get to the last segment here, ask us anything. So anybody wants to come on, let me know. Again, we have audio. You guys can participate via audio. If you guys want to just type in your question, you guys can go ahead and type in your questions and I can read them and I can answer them for you. So Mohammed is asking, when is the next webinar? Mohammed, good question. So our next webinar will be next Wednesday at the same time. Oh, and how do we join? So yeah, let me I'm gonna go ahead and share this with everybody, where you guys can go ahead and register for any upcoming webinars. So just go to that website, guys, and that's where you guys want to go ahead and register. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome, Mohammed, and thanks for joining us. So yeah, guys, anybody wants to ask anything related to today's topic, or if you guys have any other questions, now is the time you can ask. I do want to mention, guys, we are doing webinars. So for those viewers who might not speak English or may not be their first language, we are doing webinars in Portuguese language, in Spanish language as well. The Portuguese webinars are on Thursdays. The Spanish webinars are on Tuesday, and the English ones are on Wednesday. We are planning to do a couple other languages in the future, so stay tuned for those. Also, if you guys ever want to, participate in one of our webinars, send me an email. You guys can contact me at joel@appy.com. Send me your feedback, send me anything. If you guys, want different topics, if you guys think that, we need to change the webinars or do them differently, Any feedback is welcome, guys, whether it's good or bad. You know, we're here to serve you guys. We're here to help you guys, guide you guys. We don't want to just, you know, provide you the tools to create the app. We also want to educate you guys as well. Awesome. So we have a first question coming up, or I think two questions. So Tom is asking, my current app is web-based. I'm using the Appy File platform as a temp fix to interface with my web version till we have the native app built. When I pull it up in Appy File, it builds a frame around it. So it looks like an app within an app, which it is. And that is correct, Tom. So pretty much for those of viewers who have a website and want to convert their website to an app, pretty much what our platform allows you to do is wrap our app frame around your website. And then you will need to set up a couple other things so that when a person opens up the app on their phone, it actually looks like they're going into an app instead of your website. So Tom's questions is, he asks, but can I eliminate the additional framing and menu subset text? So Tom, are you speaking about the top navigation part, which allows you to go back and forth and all that? And let me just come here real quick just to show you guys what Tom here is referring to. Let me go back here. Okay. Let me just go here. Yeah, interesting, Tom. I would like to see that, because usually, do you have the bottom layout set up? And Tom, let me bring you on board just real. Do you mind coming on audio maybe, just to kind of chat here for a little bit? Okay, cool. Let me allow you to talk. There we go. Oops, unmute. Tom, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. How are you? Thanks for joining us, by the way.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So from what I understand is, so you have you're using, for the time being, you're using our platform. You have a web-based, I'm guessing a website version. So you're using our website feature, correct?
Yes, and in the, you are correct there, in the navigation area, it builds a extra, there's an extra frame bar up there, I guess it would be. There's two navigational bars. One is the name of the icon that you've just clicked on so that you can go back to your main menu on your app. But then below it, there's another navigation, I guess, for refreshing that page and left and right buttons.
Correct. So you set that, so it'll be probably this, you have this option, enable in-app browser navigation back and forth support.
Okay, so once I do that, that should take that refresh frame off of there?
No, so but what I'm saying is the reason that navigation is there is so you're able to go back and forth. If you were to remove that, it wouldn't allow you to go back or forward anymore, because you wouldn't have a way to do it.
Right.
Is that what you're trying to eliminate?
Well, I'm trying to eliminate just the, I mean, there's two sets of arrows there. There's one that takes you back to the main menu, and then there's another one that's a refresh with another back arrow and then another right arrow. So there's like two sets of navigational bars at the top of it.
Okay, let me share me a screenshot of that, because yeah, I mean, I can definitely talk to our developers and see if we can hide that extra frame or those extra icons that you have on there. So that's something we can definitely do. Again, we do offer small customizations in the DIY platform. So we can I can definitely talk to them and see if we can hide those things for you. So that would be an option, Tom. So we can definitely get that done for you. But send me more. Support? Yeah, send it to support and make it attention to Joel, Joel. And then I'm gonna go ahead and follow up with you on that, and I'm gonna get them to assign that ticket to me, and then I'm gonna talk to my development team so they can tell me more how we can go about that. So just send me a screenshot of the actual app on your phone, and try to highlight what you're speaking about, and then I can go ahead and talk to my team about that.
Okay, so just support@appy.com, and then
support@appy.com, put attention Joel, and then just share the screenshot, and then just tell me exactly there, you know, what you're trying to accomplish.
okay, it's on its way.
Awesome, Tom, and thanks for joining us today. Did you have any other questions?
Well, I have lots, but I'll start there.
Okay, so I'll be in touch. So once I get that going, I'll send you my contact details back, and then maybe we can do a one-on-one off the air.
Okay, yeah, because I was supposed to have a call here at 1:30, but nobody called.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Oh,
yeah.
Did you set that up through your?
Yeah, I was supposed to have a guy named Victor call me at 1:30, but it never came through. So that's why I jumped on here to see what I could learn.
Sorry about that. Let me talk to Victor. So I am in charge of our CSM guys here. So I'm gonna speak to him and see what maybe he I'm not sure if he's out today or not. He's in another office. He's not in my office, but I'll follow up with that and see what happened. Okay. And our apologies on that.
Yeah, it's no problem. I'm just trying to get this thing wrapped up so I can get it launched.
Of course, Tom. If not, I'll be more than happy to jump on a web session with you and just, you know, talk with you on this as well.
Okay.
But thanks for joining us, man. Definitely. So send that email, and I'll follow back up with you. You too, sir.
Thank you.
All right. So awesome, guys. So anybody else who has any other questions, you know, feel free. As you guys heard, Tom he was inquiring about our website feature here. So what he's using it as is, you know, he's just wrapping his website around our app frame. But there's certain frames in there that he's trying to eliminate. So that's what we're going to help him with and try to work with him on getting that resolved for him. Mohammed, yeah, go ahead. You can ask the question. Do you want to type it? I can read it, or if you want to come, I can do it as well. Okay, so Mohammed is asking about our pricing. He's asking he wanted to check if the pricing is monthly. So good question, Mohammed. So let me just go over here, guys, so I can show you the different plans that we have. And Mohammed, it is monthly. You can do monthly, or you can do yearly. You know, so we do have those two options. Now yearly, you are going to save more on the long run if you do a yearly plan versus a monthly plan. So those are the differences when you do switch. Now the other differences will be the different packages we offer, guys. We offer the basic plan, which only covers Android. We have the Gold plan, which only covers Android, but it comes with all the premium features. Let me show you guys what the premium features look like. So let me just go here. View all. So anything that you see here that has premium, those are premium features, okay? And that only comes with the Gold package and the Platinum package, okay? So only these two packages come with all the premium options here. Basic only supports Android, but it doesn't support any of these premium features here, okay? So Mohammed is asking, how do we pause it in case we need to pause it? He's saying, so he's trying to pause his subscription. Now Mohammed, there is really no option to pause your subscription. It's either you cancel it, you know, and put it in, you know, and come back and reactivate it again, or you continue to pay. So in your case, you know, if you have maybe, you know, one of these higher plans, what you can do is just bring it down to a basic plan for the time being, and then you can reactivate, and then you can go ahead and switch back up. If not, you can cancel it, you know, and then the good thing is, though, your app will still be in our platform. So let's say 1 month from now, you want to reactivate it again. You can go ahead and just resubscribe, and then your app will be reactivated. And all your content, all your app features, all of that will still be there. So you're not going to lose. So if you do cancel, it's not the only way we delete all your account information is after a year, or if you send us an email specifying that you want all your data removed. That's the only way we'll go ahead and get that removed, or whichever comes first. So if you send an email requesting it to be removed, or if you after a year, and after that year we never hear back from you, then your account and your app will be deleted. And also GDPR compliant. Exactly. There you go. Yeah, like I said, if you send us an email written by you saying I want my data removed, then all your data will be removed. For those of you, mostly this applies to Europe, the GDPR policy. So that's pretty much where a consumer has the choice for any company that collects data, they can send an email and request all their data to be completely removed and deleted from their servers, their emailers, anything to do with them, with their information gets deleted from their server. So we actually have that in place. We're compliant with that. We're compliant with all those different policies, guys. We have high security too for our for example, we have GDPR compliance, we have HIPAA compliance, we have COC2, PCI, and DSS protection as well. So yeah, we're pretty much, you guys are pretty much covered. You know, as far as any attack or any data, it's all covered. You're welcome, Mohammed. If you have any other questions, let me know. So yeah, guys, I want to welcome everybody who joined us today. I'm going to ask one more time if any questions at this time. If not, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Welcome everybody. Welcome our viewers on YouTube as well. And to the rest of you guys. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Jimmy, Lisa, for joining us today. So stay tuned, guys. Join us next week. Next week is going to be fun. Next week is going to finalize the webinar for this month. For November, we're going to go ahead and prepare some new topics for you guys. If you guys want to share me new topics that you guys want to hear about, go ahead, send them to me, please, and I'll make a note of those, and maybe I'll show them on the next webinar. Or if you guys want to even participate, maybe you want to just come on and have a 3-minute chat with us, you know, ask a couple questions, you guys can come on. As you guys saw today, our CEO came out of nowhere and he came into the webinar. So it's great, guys. Again, we're here to educate you guys how to use our platform, how to help you guys, and how to be more successful. You know, whether you're a SMB, a small business, or you're just somebody starting with this great idea, we're here. Besides the DIY, guys, we do offer custom apps as well. We also have a chatbot called Appy, which you can go ahead and create your own robot, pretty much, that can automate things, that can talk, you know, be on your website, be on your app, wherever it is, we can integrate it for you guys. So we have a couple different solutions and products that we offer under Appy File. So just want to thank everybody who joined us today, guys. And stay tuned for next week. Again, next week it's going to be on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And with that, I'm signing out. Thanks to everybody who watched us today. Have a good rest of your week, guys. Enjoy.